Hi, I'm Matt and welcome to Less Dependent Wisconsin. Well, today we're going to work on a super easy project. We're going to make a worm farm and we're going to be using magic worm bedding. This company's been around for years, so what we're going to do is create an environment where worms can produce worm castings for us. And next year we can add that to our soil in our garden. It's also a great way to raise worms if you like to fish. And it's a fun little project you can get the kids involved with. So let's go get started. Today we are going to talk about vermiculture, or raising worms to make worm castings or worm poop. Now, in Phillips, Wisconsin, there's an operation called Pure Earth Worm Farm. And the guy's name's Tom. He makes this. You can get about a 20-pound bag for 25 bucks, but it's an excellent source of nutrients. If you plant something, put a handful of this in the hole before you plant it, and it'll be good stuff for your plants to grow on. So this project is super easy to set up. And what you're going to need is a container with a lid. Just happens to be something I've had for a while. You're going to want to drill some holes in the bottom for drainage, and then holes on the top for air. Okay, so once you've got yourself a container, the next thing we need is this magic worm bedding. Okay, this stuff's been around for years. When I was a 10-year-old kid, I used to have a worm farm, and this was the exact same bedding I used then. I got 4 bags delivered from Shields for $35, so about $9 a bag delivered. For this portion of the project, I'm going to be using just 2 though, so we're looking about $18 in bedding delivered. And then some water from my rain barrel. If you're going to use tap water, you want to let it sit out for 24 hours to let some of the chlorine evaporate. If you're wondering why my rainwater's got a little tint to it, well, it does get a little pollen and dirt and stuff in it. So the rainwater basically just goes into the garden anyways, and it'll be perfectly fine for the worms. So these bags are 4.5 pounds, and it says you want to use 1 quart of water per pound. So we're not going to use the full 4 quarts of water per bag. I've got 6 quarts of water right here. So we're going to go ahead and get that mixed up. Now, as you can see, this is a very fine organic material. And we're just going to go ahead and add this bag to the water. Mix this up. And obviously it's very wet, so we're going to go ahead and add the second bag to dry it out and even it out. Okay, so I got the 2 bags mixed in here. I did add another quart of water, so we had 7 quarts of water, but you can tell it's moist, but there isn't an excess of water. Okay, now this has everything the worms need to survive. Okay, you don't have to feed them at all. You can supplement their feeding if you want to add some lettuce or strawberries, things like that. But this is now ready for the worm bin that we made. Now that we've got the bedding in our bin, all that's left to do is add worms. I got these guys out of my garden, but you can go to a bait store, buy a couple tins of worms, or you can get them yourself out of your yard. But I'm just gonna go ahead and dump these guys in here. Spread them around a little bit. And that's it. They'll start burrowing into the dirt. You can see a couple going in already. But we are just going to let this sit in a shady spot, keep it as cool as possible. Ideally 60 degrees is great for the worms, but during the days it'll get a little hotter here, but at nights it'll cool down. So these guys will do just fine. And what'll happen is, over time, as they excrement or create worm castings, this bedding is going to get really, really dark. And that's when you can use it to fertilize plants. We'll mix it either in with the soil that we already have, or add it to any store-bought soil if we have to do that. But now I'll also have a never-ending supply of worms for fishing this summer, so that's nice. There's one, he's already all the way into the dirt now. So this is a great project to do with kids. They can come out and explore and see how many worms they're creating. But it's going to be a very good tool for our garden. So anyways, focus on being less dependent. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.